So I just finished a Void Purge 29 run, and I've done over 1 billion damage as LEPIC, so let me show you how. Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the ultimate LEPIC Purge build. So this is everything you need to run from Purge 1 all the way up to 30 as of right now. You can use this for lower level purges, or you can use this for the higher level purges, and this LEPIC will keep up trade blows and deal a ton of damage. So without further ado guys, let's get right on into today's video. But before we do that, real quick, my creator code is going to be on screen right now, so please do rock that creator code. And my Discord server is also linked in the description. My Discord server will from now on have more builds than my YouTube channel, so you know, make sure to check out my Discord server, and I'm sure you will find something that you like. Now with all of that out of the way, let's actually get on into today's video. So let's start off by talking about the build that you are going to want to put onto your LEPIC. So let's get on into it. Now with LEPIC, this is the style of build you are going to want to go with. It is max cooldown, max range, and some pretty high duration to keep your ability going. With LEPIC, to play him in Purge, all you do is spam your third ability, and it needs to be infinite, so you gotta have a perfect loop to maintain this. As you can see here, I've got 3.6 seconds of cooldown but 3.9 seconds of duration, which gives me a 0.3 second time frame to just throw another grenade out, meaning that you can infinitely loop this. Now let's start talking about the modules that you are going to want to run on this. Now with the red module, there is a power unit charge module, which is going to allow you to increase firearm attack when using your second ability. This is going to be great for your damage output. Now if you don't have this module, you can change it over to another red module called regenerative braking. Now I would suggest not doing this, because regenerative braking will stop you from using your passive, which is called close call, and this allows you to basically tank any hit and guaranteed survive on 1 HP, and because we're running such good cooldown, it'll recover after a minute and a half, meaning that this is a viable save me style of strat. Now that is the first aspect of this build, and let's talk about the rest. So next up we have the HP. Maximize range and skill extension, skill expansion down here. Just max range modules, that's basically all you need for range. Then it's all about cooldown, and that's basically it. A little bit of extra duration here with maximize duration and extension to keep that ball going for as long as possible, you know, for that perfect loop. Then maximize conservation to get that skill cost down, and then MP conversion, and then nimble fingers, all for that skill cooldown, which is very, very important in this build. Now the last two modules are focus on modules. Now you can run these at rank 0 if you want, or if you've got the modules already maxed and you've put the catalysts in, you can literally replace them with the maxed out counterparts. If you've got the catalyst in, it doesn't matter, but the only difference is that you'll get more skill power out of here, which in this instance really does not matter, because LEPIC is not being offensive with his abilities, so we're just using it as a defensive strat, so this would work perfectly. Next up, let's talk about the weapons you are going to want to pair up with LEPIC. Now we're going to be using 3 different weapons, number 1 being the Voltier, number 2 being the Albion Cavalry Gun, and number 3 being the Smithereens. So let's talk about each one of these weapons. Now for the Voltier, the cores kind of do matter. I've gone with sprint speed because I do think sprint speed is nice. Obviously I've not got max rolls because, you know, core investment is very, very expensive and I'm working on it, so, you know, forgive me. But sprint speed is great on the Voltier because it helps you get around a little bit better. Firearm attack is also pretty good because it'll help you dish out damage. Now I've gone with electricity for my element on here because this weapon has base electricity. However, I would recommend changing it to whichever faction you're facing. So, you know, if you're facing enemies that are weak to electricity, go with that. If they're weak to chill, change it to chill, you know, is what it is. Next up for fire rate, you could go with rounds per mag or fire rate. Either works very, very well. Rounds per mag means you're reloading less, and fire rate, of course, means you're reloading more. But, you know, it's either give or take. If you get a higher roll in one or the other, I'd suggest keeping whichever one you get highest in. Now, for the faction, I would, again, recommend rotating this. I've just left it on Order of Truth for now, so that isn't too major. For the actual fine adjustment rolls, I've gone with firearm attack, again for more damage, crit damage for more damage, rounds per magazine just for extra mag ammo in my weapon, and then Legion of Darkness because I do use this up against Purge 30, which as of time of recording this is the highest level of Purge. Now for the build, this is what I've gone with on the weapon. Now, this is a interchangeable module, and these are the rest of the modules that I would highly recommend running. Now, it's just a standard build for a little bit of damage, a little bit of extra range, all of this and that, a little bit of extra crit damage. Now, Analysis Master is here to help when you do hit a crit to reduce the enemy's resistance. So, whenever you hit them, enemy firearm crit rate resistance is going to be a big increase. You'll be taking a little bit less damage. However, the plasma modules is where this changes. Now, you can run based on the enemy's type again. If they are weak to chill, this will help you hit some nice chill. Toxic, electricity, fire, you get the point. Just use whichever one you need, and then the rest of the build is good to go. You could probably slot something in there, but then again, this is catalyzed. If I'm not running this one, running that, maxing it would be same stuff. You get the gist. This is basically what I run on the vault here. Next up, let's talk about the Albion cavalry gun. So on here, I've gone with double firearm attack just to max out your firearm attack over there. And because two of them are interchangeable, you could use double elements. So you could use 2 electric buffs or 2 chill buffs if you want. And then for the red one, I've gone with crit damage. And then for the green one, I've gone with fire rate instead of ammo mag, because fire rate is so slow on this weapon, even with one module. I would recommend using 2 fire rates, including this one over here. And that is basically all you need. Now, for the stats on the actual weapon, I've gone with crit damage and then damage on every single legion, just because I use this for like everything in Purge. So having the additional damage does help out, in my opinion. Now, for the build, this is essentially it. It is just a regular ass build. It's what you'd run on like every assault rifle in this game, or every general round weapon in this game, give or take. And then for the other version of it, it's just changing the element to electricity. So, simple as it gets with the Albion cavalry gun. That is literally it. Last but not least, we have the Smithereens, and this is going to be used specially for bosses and elites. Now, we've gone with crit damage up at the top, firearm attack, and then I've gone with double sprint speed, so we can absolutely fly around in terms of movement. And then for the damage, of course, I'm going Legion of Darkness, but, change that to whichever faction you please. Then for the stats on the bottom, I've got Legion of Darkness, firearm attack, firearm crit damage, and then chill. Now, for the build, same as every other shotgun, more or less, except except nothing. Literally the same as every other shotgun. And then I'm also making 2 variants of this. Number 1 is using chill. I don't know why this is not maxed. This is really weird. Let's put the max one in. There you go. So 2 variants of this, one with chill and then one with electricity, of course. You know how it goes. And yeah, that's basically it for your weaponry. I've gone with a chill variant and an electric variant, just so that we are able to essentially just clip them together, and then everything is done and dusted. And I'm going to be making presets to save them, so that's basically the best way to do it. Now, for the reactor, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Now, the materialized phase reactor is not the right reactor for LEPIC, of course, but the reactor really doesn't matter. Even the mounting and the skill boost power ratio does not matter. As I said, LEPIC is not using any offensive abilities, so you can use literally any reactor. As long as it has cooldown on it, it is a good reactor to run with this. In the absolute best case scenario, it's got cooldown and duration up, which is exactly what I have over here. Now, for the external components, we are going to be using 2 pieces of a hunter set, and then we are also going to be using 2 pieces of an annihilation set. Now, of course, you want max HP, fire resistance, or MP recovery out of combat on the top. Then in the sensor, you want chill resistance, MP recovery in combat, or max MP. Then for your memory, you want the MP recovery modifier, and then defense or electric defense would be nice. And then for the bottom, you want toxic resistance, shield recovery modifier, or max shield. Either of them is perfectly fine, but when we use two pieces like this, as you can see from the hunter set, we get skill cooldown, and then we also get skill duration up. So everything in this build is just here to absolutely optimize the living crap out of our LEPIC. Now, another pro tip, use your inversion reinforcements. So, if you're fighting Purge 30, use the chill one over here. If you're fighting 28, use the electric rounds over here. That's going to help out. And then I do recommend biodensity augmentation for extra HP, and then neurostimulation from MP. So, everything's good to go. You just change these whenever you will. And that is basically all you need for the setup. So let me show you some gameplay. So let me explain what is going on to you in this gameplay, as you can see on screen. So you can see a LEPIC is using a third ability, and I'm just spraying into there with the Vault here. As soon as I get the opportunity to start spraying again or use my third ability, I will do that right away, and then I'll carry on spraying with the Vault here. Like I said, LEPIC is not meant to be DPS in this run. However, if you build correctly, LEPIC can do an absolute ton of DPS, as I have shown. Now from here you can see that I'm just throwing my third ability constantly. The teammates that I have here, so the two Haleys and the Enzo, are more concentrated on dealing damage, whilst LEPIC is mainly here for grouping enemies to make it more easier for the other teammates. Now the trick with LEPIC honestly is just you need to learn the paths, or like just stay ahead of the group a tiny bit. So the people will concentrate on taking out the enemies. As you can see here, I'm rotating already ahead of these teammates that I have here, and as soon as I'm ready, as soon as the next boss is dead, or the boss or the last enemy is dead, I'm just going slightly ahead, 180ing and throwing a fireball again immediately. And LEPIC can keep up with this. You just got to keep an eye on the team, and then you basically just want to stay a tiny bit ahead of them to basically do this optimally. You can see that there. As soon as they're down, next enemy spawn in, I throw a fireball and I start debuffing myself by spraying the Voltier at them, and then the team come through and then they take care of the damage and absolutely delete everything. Not perfect in every instance, but once you do practice with the same team several times over, it becomes significantly easier. As you can see there, I didn't do that immediately, but even still, perfectly fine. As long as no players go jumping out into the center, it's all good, and LEPIC is able to basically pick up the slack. Now, you can see here just tons of damages coming out of the Vault here. In this gameplay, I didn't even have the build fully done, and in this gameplay, I was also using the wrong build on one of my weapons, or just using low-level modules, so the end result of this gameplay is actually quite funny. Let me fast forward to the end to show you what exactly happened. But you've gotten the main important information, so don't think that I'm hanging you high and dry. I'm teaching you everything you need to know about LEPIC. So we are right near the end of this purge right now, and the boss is almost down. I'm hitting some crits, I'm hitting a lot of non-crits, and I've just taken a down. My teammates do finish the enemies off, and we are all good to go. Now, at this moment in my stream, I am complaining because I'm not running the right stuff. So on my smithereens, I am not running maxed out modules. So as you can see, my electric enhancement and electric priority are literally both rank 0, and we were just joking about how I'm going to hit absolutely no damage this run, and then boom, 180 and 1 billion damage from LEPIC, who is meant to be a support, so you know we're cooking. I ended up doing more damage than the Haley in this run, which is actually kind of scuffed, but yeah, that's essentially everything you need to know about LEPIC for Void Purges. So that's basically been this video, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please just smash that like button, and if I missed anything, please do let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's been this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!